So in this part, we're going to add the powerful tool Virtualenvwrapper into the mix. This tool provides a number of extensions to virtualenv, making it much easier to manage virtual environments. So you want to start by installing this tool globally outside of your Flask project's virtual environment, so you can use this tool with numerous projects. And to do that, you just use pip. So pip install Virtualenvwrapper. So for starters, Virtualenvwrapper stores all virtual environments in a single directory on your machine away from your project directories. So go ahead and remove your current virtual environment. But before we do that, let's just make sure that all dependencies are logged in the requirements.txt file. So let's go ahead and actually activate our current virtual environment. So source, then activate. And then we can do pip freeze to see the current requirements. And then we can do pip freeze, and then we can pipe it to the requirements.txt file. Okay, so now we can deactivate the current virtual environment. And our current virtual environment is housed in this venv directory. So let's go ahead and remove it. So now let's install a new virtual environment with Virtualenvwrapper. And to do that, we use the command mk virtualenv and then the name of the virtual environment. So we can call this just discover Flask. And notice how this activated the environment for us. You can use the deactivate command just like before to obviously deactivate out of the virtual environment. And then when you want to enter back into the environment, use the command work on and then the name of the virtual environment, which is, again, discover Flask. Now we can reinstall our project dependencies with pip. So pip install -r and requirements.txt. So that'll take just a minute to install all those. Cool. So with those installed, let's run a sanity check to make sure everything still works. Let's fire up the server, Python manage.py, run the server, and go ahead and navigate to localhost 5000. Let's log in. Cool. Okay, let's kill the server. Now actually, let's run the test. We haven't run the tests in a little while, so python test.py. Just double check that I'm in the right directory here. Actually, it's test. So we have one failure here, and that's test post show up. Let's just take a look and see what that is. Test post show up. Okay, so I believe this one actually failed before. So basically we're testing whether a post appears on the main page, but it doesn't look like we're adding that post to the database. So we'll actually refactor this in another video. So next, let's go ahead and add the actual environment variables to a script called postActivate, which, as the name suggests, gets triggered after you activate the environment with the work on command. And this file can be a little bit tricky to find, but usually it is located here. So if you do virtualenvs, discover Flask, and then bin, usually it's going to be located there. You can also use a shortcut. So once you activate your virtual environment, you get access to this variable. So $virtualenv, and this just actually represents the virtual environment for the Discover Flask project itself. So you could do cd virtualenv bin, and that should take you to the directory where that postActivate file, that script, is located. You can navigate to those directories and edit the postActivate script using Sublime. I'm just going to use Vim as a shortcut, so you can do vi virtual env and then bin and then the name of the script, which is postactivate. So now once in Vim, you can press I to change the insert mode where you can add text. So what we want to add in are the environment variables that specify the URI to our Postgres database, as well as the app settings for our configuration file to specify that we should be using the development config. So let's go ahead and just copy and paste those directly into here. And so now you can press escape to exit the insert mode, and then you can enter :WQ, press enter. So that exits Vim, and that also saves those changes. And so now we can reload our virtual environment by using work on, and then the name of our environment, which is Discover Flask, and push enter. And so now whenever you activate your virtual environment, it'll load those environment variables as well. So you don't actually have to manually enter those in like you were probably doing before. There's a lot of other things that you can do with your post activate script. And be sure to check out the Virtualenv documentation for more information. And that's it for this video. I will see you next time.